Buff Nation.
Let's go.
You are listening.
Our new co-host needs to have his own thing. That
He just barked.
I just barked.
I like that.
I came in with the bark.
You know, I was just saying before we went live that Coach Andre Hart is the first guest to be on the set when the show goes live, which means you're not a guest, you're a co-host.
I'm a co-host, baby. Can y'all see it? Do y'all feel the love?
Yeah.
Everybody feels it in Colorado. Y'all feel the love? Y'all hear the claps?
I think he's still muted. I think he's still muted.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot.
There you go.
Dude,
Now
they did
he's
me wrong. Yo, listen. Yo, Colorado, I want y'all to hear this right now. They just said I was not just a guest host. I'm
Now,
an
they heard that
actual host.
part. They just didn't hear you.
I know.
They
They
even heard the clapping.
They even heard the clapping?
Yeah.
They didn't get to hear what she was clapping about, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all trying to make me take his spot. I'm not taking his spot.
I was just about to say, welcome to my life, bro.
I'm not getting bullied, bro. Like, I'm coming over here running shit, man. What's up? What we got to do?
Man, we in Cali, baby.
Oklahoma drill? What's up?
I want no parts of it.
No?
No.
All right.
I've seen your drills. I don't want no parts of it. I notice drills with an S as in football performance, not drill singular. Coach Andre Hart, linebacker coach, CU football.
Message.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have caught that. You may not have. I caught it. I caught all of it.
I didn't want to catch anything.
That's what she said.
We're off to a roaring start
A
here.
roaring start.
Welcome into the DNVR pregame show. We're presented by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. Use the code BUFFS, BUFFS, and get $20 off your first purchase. We're sold out, so
There's only one way in.
it's only Game Time.
Game Time app, create an account.
What's sold out?
The
The
game.
game.
Rose Bowl?
Rose Bowl.
It's kind of a fake sellout, though.
Yeah, because they got those tarps that they can remove.
They're scared.
So they got the UCLA's still up in both end zones. Hey, speaking of which, I just went to the Rose Bowl with Coach Hart. Coach
did.
Hart, what are your thoughts, man?
Man, let me tell you something. That is a historical place. Historical. You know how many people have been through there? Mm-hmm. Like the Hall of Famers, just in the great games. You know what I'm saying? Lost some, win some. I mean, wow. Bear Bryant roamed those halls at some point. You know, Reggie Bush,
Vince Young.
Vince Young. Right? I lived in California at that time, man.
Charles Kelly.
Yeah.
Charles Kelly, yes. He's. I think he's won a national championship
He
there,
did.
right?
He told me out there. He was sitting there staring off, and I said, Coach, you good? He said, man, 2014, won the national championship here. I was standing right here.
See what I'm saying, man? We got all kind of history with us. So
We got a future there, too.
we do have a future there.
Tomorrow, we
do.
we play UCLA, man. How's your unit looking? How's the linebacker room?
We're looking ready. I mean, I think, you know, the bad thing about coming off a bye, especially when you come off a disappointing game as we did, is you had to wait so long to get the stink off of you, you know, and get it done. So they've been chomping at the bit. Like, I don't know if you've seen some of the practices and indie drills and stuff like that. They've been moving. I mean, they really are ready to go, and I can't wait to see them in action.
One of the drills I love you were working on this week was one of your linebackers getting an interception. And you were directing them, and you had Coach Josh's quarterback. That was a great drill, man.
Yeah. So, you know, what I did is I took the old-fashioned W drill, which most people know. I mean, since youth, you know, you get the cones and you run the W and everything. So what we do, we run the W, but we do it in forms of what we do in the field. So strong hook, right? Take a strong hook, push the two. So instead of coming down on the W, Josh, my assistant, would act like he has the ball, and what we call break the egg. You take your hand off the ball to show that you can know where to throw it, and the linebacker would break to the next uphill cone and try to pick the ball. So we're just going through the movement of transition moves of you know, getting to your drop and then breaking off of eyesight, because linebacker drills, we don't use any whistles. Linebackers do off of reaction. It's all eyes, you know. So there's no whistles in a linebacker drill. There's no need for it. Everything is a reaction. So you got to be able to move.
You're going to have to rename your show.
What?
The Whistle.
The Whistle?
It's going to need a new name if there's you don't have whistles.
Listen,
I see what you did.
Listen,
I see what you did there.
Listen, I told y'all before, all right, I'm coming with the shits, okay? Since you
did
want to
there.
try to bully me, rename your show. Spell it the right way. That's not how you spell Denver. I'm tired of explaining to all my Texas fans and folks that's not how you spell Denver.
Well, it's not Denver. You're supposed to say each letter.
Why?
It's like ESPN, but DNVR.
Why?
All right.
What does the DNVR stand for?
That's a check
Well,
over
it
there.
stands for Denver. But
So why don't you just say Denver?
because
See what I'm saying? Now you're
obvious.
confusing everybody. You got to
throws the
explain
logo
this.
off. It's just like
It throws the logo off because you're too lazy to put
Now,
the
that
E
we
in
are.
there.
If we're nothing, we're lazy.
Yes.
We're brilliant though, but lazy.
Geniuses are mostly lazy, though. Have
We
you
are
heard that?
geniuses.
True.
Historically, they're mostly lazy.
Coach, let me hit you with a couple things. I had a great conversation with Juju this week. I witnessed a conversation that you, Coach Prime, had with him, and also a conversation that he had with Ray Lewis.
That's right.
You know, take it wherever you want to take it, but what is the nuance of having him back in the fold to that degree?
Well, I think when you have a guy who has that type of talent, you want to make sure you develop it. And who other than to talk to Ray Lewis on the phone about how to be one of the best linebackers in the game.
Yeah.
And so it's those little intricate things that you talk about off the field that Ray Lewis could attend to, Hall of Famer. And then you got, of course, our head coach, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just being blessed and showered by all kind of gold nuggets. So that was really the thing was, getting him back in the fold, but then making sure he's developing off the field, not just on. And how important it is, when you're studying film and you're doing things in the facility, how much more better you be when you do it outside the facility on your own. I'm going to nerd out on you again. I've been reading a new book called Mastery, right? So in the book Mastery, it talks about what is mastery, and it says mastery is practice. But it comes from the idea that it's just not practice to get better. It is the actual path of mastery. So even those who master something, they continue to practice. Even do the fundamentals, the things that they teach beginners, they continue to do it.
Yeah.
Because it is mastering it. Like you see a film, right? You see a movie once, maybe you see it 2 or 3 more times, and you always notice something new.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Same thing with masters. They do the same thing over and over and over again, not to get better, but just to revisit it and get something new out of it. Right?
They even call it practicing medicine, practicing law, because it's always evolving.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Man, Andre Hart is deep. He's not just a linebacker coach. He's a deep linebacker coach.
Feel me?
I got you.
You don't bring him on here to bully him, Jake.
Yeah,
you muted his mic on purpose.
That's right.
And we ain't standing for it.
That's right. And you had your little sidekick help you over there. I know what was going on. She's behind the scenes. Y'all don't know. I see her over there though. We got problems. When we get sushi, we got issues.
Coach, last week we saw Trevor playing linebacker.
Yeah.
Have you been working with him in practice?
I have been working with him, and I'm saying now, originally the plan is that DeMoy Kennedy, who's very athletic, was going to come in. He was going to be able to help us on some of those packages where they go empty or they put a receiver at running back. Because of his athleticism and speed, he was going to be able to help us with that. Now, Coach Prime, our head coach, came up with a brilliant idea. And, we've got – you want to get the best 11 on the field. And he said, hey, man, why don't we give Trevor a shot at playing some of that linebacker? And his instincts were out of control.
Yeah.
It really was something. I was like, this dude's going to get me paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get a raise. So, he got in there and, we haven't looked back. DeMoy played too. He did play. But it was a great idea by Coach Prime. Just how you can use people at different positions. I think, Trevor was even recruited as a linebacker at one point and played a little bit in high school. So I think it wasn't that foreign with him. But he's a great kid, has a great mind, and he soaked it up really quick.
He kind of carries himself like a linebacker.
He does. Yeah. He does kind of carry himself. You're absolutely right. I mean, he's very good in the box, which that was what I was most concerned about, if he could hold up.
You can attest to how often I sit in the defensive meetings. I just love the defense side of this program. And I sit behind the players. One of the things I love about Trevor Woods in meetings, he's not only taking notes, he's asking questions. He's making sure he's doing it. Shiloh in the meeting rooms and Trevor in the meeting rooms, you can't get a better student of the game. And it translates to the field because they're getting and it's one of the things you do I love about you when you're coaching. They're not just getting the what to do, they're getting the why to do it. So they understand that if the situation changes, well, why was I doing that? Not just, hey, go do it and be a robot. Learn the why to what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, no doubt. And you just led into another part of the book of mastery. It says also to be a master, you cannot be scared to be a fool. You know,
Jake,
which
you're on
means-
your way to be a master.
Thank you.
There you go. Get him, Jake. Get him, Jake. Swing right now.
This guy's
That's
been
it.
on my ass all day, man.
Come on, Jake.
Balls.
Swing.
I've been
damn
on
it,
your ass
swing.
all day.
Since 3 a.m.
Literally since 3 a.m.
But it does. It talks about that, man. It says you can't be scared to ask the questions.
Yeah.
Raise your hand in class, which much kids try to be cool, so they don't want to ask a crazy question or get it wrong. And we have that in practice sometimes too. I mean, I tell kids all the time, players, practice is the time you need to make all your mistakes.
Yep.
Make them there so we can correct them, and
Yeah.
now you can become a master when you get to the game and knowing what you're doing. Don't make the mistake in the game, because that that shortens your time.
It absolutely will.
That will shorten your time in the game. You know what I'm saying? So
wanna-
it talks about that.
You want to hear a funny story about mastery?
Yeah. What you got?
Today we got here really early. We needed to kill some time, so we went down to the Manhattan Beach Pier. We walked all the way to the end of it, and as Unc and I got to the end of it, there was a man there trying to learn how to ride a unicycle.
This sounds very suspect.
No, these are true stories.
A man on a unicycle.
No, this happened.
What was the name of the pier again?
Manhattan
Beach.
Manhattan Beach Pier.
Ah,
This is all true.
y'all should have went to Santa Monica, man.
So
Well, we went
as-
to Uncle Bill's Pancake House, and this pier was closer.
All these uncles and men on unicycles. I don't know about this pier. It sounds okay. Go ahead.
So, Unc grabs these guys. Well, not literally, but he says, "Hey, you guys are in luck."
He grabs these.
I didn't physically
Can y'all
grab
listen to this?
I didn't physically grab them.
Please, everybody, listen to this story.
I didn't physically grab them.
There are men on unicycles.
This is true. There were two guys.
Unc is walking down the pier, and
One
he's
is
grabbing-
on the unicycle, and one
Oh.
is giving instruction.
Okay.
They weren't both on the same time.
He says-
and so then I say to them, man, you guys are in luck. And they were like, man, why? What happened? I said, you have the master unicyclist right here.
Right there.
And they believed it.
Yeah,
He's like, man, come on, show us
hook, line,
something.
and sinker.
Did you get on? Please
No,
say you got
hell
on.
no.
No, you didn't.
He did.
You think I'm getting on a unicycle at the end of a pier?
You
know
gotta
how-
you gotta fake it to make it. What happened to that? It's like a T-shirt, right?
Yeah, that would be a good idea if it didn't have the potential of me falling into the
ocean.
where there was a big sign that said catching great white sharks is illegal, which
Oh,
tells me
wow.
that there are great white sharks out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
we didn't get on the unicycle.
Well, there's a rail there, right? Like you can't just fall.
But the
in.
rail is lower than the unicycle.
Really?
A unicycle's tall, man.
Yeah. So if you're sitting on the unicycle and you're by the rail, you're taller than the rail. So the rail means nothing.
And Unc put you up to this.
Now, I just told them he was a master.
Yeah, they believed him though.
They wanted his autograph and a picture with him. He's a master unicyclist. I told him, what's the odds, man, of y'all being out here practicing and a master unicyclist walks up?
This is so great. Mike, you didn't get in on this?
And I was just enjoying the water, man. I was just hanging. I was dead at that point.
Oh, Mike, you supposed to be swinging on him. At this
He's
point,
not a
man.
morning person. Man.
Come on.
I like how
Not at all.
he only knows the names of linebackers, so you're not Jake anymore. You're just Mike because he only knows Mike and Sam. Those are only two names.
That's all I call my players.
Mike and Sam.
Mike and Sam, man. I like the name Mike though.
Maybe we'll just call you Mike from now on.
No,
Why not?
You call him Mike, I call him Sam.
I am getting called too many names that are not my
Hey,
name.
in the chat, let us know.
Which one you
Is
want?
his new name Mike or is his new name Sam? Let us
Just
know.
like Jake.
No,
No, it's not gonna
doesn't
take-
fit.
You could do Will.
Yeah, Willie, huh? Little Will, Bill.
My go-to in private is Jakey. Do you want that out there?
It's been out there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going with Sam.
I mean,
He's
you,
going with
you
Mike.
said it in front of the whole press conference room.
It
2
slipped
weeks
out,
ago.
man. You know, it's just.
Coach,
I kind of like Willie. I'm with Willie now.
My question. My question is this: how do you balance coaching a player, developing a player, and also developing a man? And how, as a coaching staff, can you make the tough decisions of it might be best for our chances to win to play this player today, but we can't do that because of X, Y, or Z?
Wow, that's a there's an old saying: "Don't cut off your nose to spite your face." Right. Mm-hmm. So I love how the NFL does it because they just take their money. You know what I'm saying? They still playing, but now they're playing for free.
Yeah.
You know, so they take their money when they get. And I wish we had a system like that. Maybe we will with the NILs and all that coming maybe later. That'll kind of work into that. But to answer your question, so you have to you have to understand that inside every player there is a man, because you only play for maybe 4 to 5 years, and then you have 30 or 40 or 50 or how many years left of your life to live, and that person came through you. Most of these kids may not have had a father at home or may not have had a good household, and so that's why they got into football. So X's and O's is easy. It's developing someone who can take whatever they're trying to execute on the field and be able to take those principles into their life and be a good dad, a good husband, a good citizen, just a good person altogether. So you have to keep that balance. And it's very hard because our jobs depend on us winning.
Yep.
And if we don't win, we get fired. Yep. Players don't get fired. Coaches get fired, right? And you're looking at a guy that can help you win, but he's drowning personally. And you don't want to just use him up. You want to make sure that when he is having success, that he can go out there in the world and enjoy their success in a responsible way. Because how many players do you know that are talented on the field wreck their lives off the field, right?
It happens.
It happens all the time, right? And our whole goal is, and I think, Prime tells us to all the time, is you want to raise a professional in something. It doesn't necessarily have to be football, but you want that player to come back and one day invite you to his wedding, or to when his child is born, or when his child is born, they come and say, hey, this is the man who helped daddy become the man that you love. That is what it's about, and it's a very thin line. So it's a little bit of sacrifice where we have to think, I may lose my job, but I may gain raising a man.
Got you.
That's
deep, man.
That's a great answer. Great answer.
And I'm, as I listen to your answer and well stated, brilliant question, I'm watching you navigate, and you, more than any of the coaches that I spend time in their particular rooms with, you more than anyone have really embraced the mental health aspect and have professionals come by and speak just to your linebackers. And so I'm visualizing that in your answer, and now it's all making sense because it's they can't perform this if they're not performing here off the field.
That's very true. That's very true. I mean, I came through it myself when I started. See, I was a soccer player.
Really?
Oh, see, you didn't know this, did you?
No.
I was a soccer player. I was a very good soccer player, but I didn't know my dad, right? And I heard my dad was very good at football and baseball. So baseball cost too much, so my mom wouldn't put me in that. So I did football, and I started to exceed. And I thought if I made it to the top in football, then my dad would come back. He'd recognize,
see your name,
he'd see my name
or
something, he would come back, And that was my whole thing, and that's how I got to rolling in football. So when that happened, I made a lot of accolades. I got to college, all that kind of stuff like that. But he didn't come back. But I developed some bad habits, some very bad habits off the field that kind of hurt me in my success going up. And then when I did get an opportunity, I still had those bad habits, and I blew it. So then I went through a whole phase of myself where I was just in the house for 30, 60 days, man, wouldn't come out. Because you know how it is. Everybody sees you around the street, you're the, local hero or whatever. Hey, you should have made it. Oh, what happened to you? Man, I can't believe, that kind of stuff. And that gets to you, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. I understand it. And, we didn't have mental health.
That's what I was about to say. So you almost giving them something that
I did not have. I did not have. And, I fought through it, and thank God, and I'm where I am today, and I'm blessed, and I'm happy where I am today. I truly am. But I didn't have those type of things. And now that they're there, if I can help somebody be educated, then let's do it.
And I think your players are really lucky that they have you and you have those experiences to be able to impart upon them.
Yeah. My son's a soccer player right now. My daughter is too. My daughter is like, she's in kindergarten, dude. And they got this little bitty soccer team. She scored 13 goals the other day. And she danced after every goal.
Let's go.
And it was like the other parents and the coach was like, what is that, bad sportsmanship or something like that? She didn't care. She just kept. It was so funny because I was watching it online and I was just laughing. And it was so funny. It was like, you don't do something with your daughter? I said, no.
She's throwing up the Shador.
She doing the primetime shuffle yet?
All that, man.
Yeah.
She does. She watches all your videos. She watches all my videos, all the stuff that Colorado Buffs. She's a big fan. She's real mad at me right now, though.
13 goals.
Oh, she's hot. She's hot. She's
What'd you
do? No, we lost.
Yeah.
And she's like, Daddy, we don't lose.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? if you're gonna lose, you can be home with me. That's exactly what she told me.
I like her a lot.
Dude, she's COVID, man. Let me tell you something. COVID helped her out because what happened was she had to be homeschooled with my older son, who's 7. So we didn't teach her. She didn't get taught kindergarten stuff. She got taught like she was in
class with him.
Yeah. Right? Like Little House on the Prairie. You remember that when they was all in the room?
one room.
Well, you probably don't know that.
No,
Mike,
I
don't know that.
Jake,
I know. I'm with you. The school mom.
the school mom, right? So she learned how to not fully read, but she can read pretty good for her age, and she can use vocabulary and stuff like. So now she be one-offers and everything, dog. She hands them to you.
That's
She is so funny.
If you're going to lose, you might as well be home. I love it.
If you're gonna lose, you might as well be home in Dallas with me. That's what she said. Why are you in Colorado? Is this what we're doing?
Coach, when it comes to players like Trevor, who make, and Brendan Gant too, who make the transition from safety to linebacker, what is it that some other guys it just doesn't work out for? You watch guys like Mark Barron in the NFL. Some people are able to make that transition. What are the difference between the guys that can and can't?
That's a great question, man. Gosh, if I got to pinpoint it, it's a lot of traffic in there. So, your eyes and your instincts, more than anything, seeing it from high to low is just a different world because it's right there in your face right now. And you have to be willing to be physical and see it and hit it just like that. Now, safeties are physical. I mean, if you're going to make a transition, I think safety to linebacker, inside linebacker probably would be maybe the most easiest out of all of them to do. But I think it's the instinct part because you don't see a big picture like you do when you're in the back as a safety. That window gets smaller. So compare it to being in a movie theater, right?
Right.
You're playing safety. You're in the back. You're at the top. You see a great screen when you're watching a movie. Now go up to the front. And you're playing linebacker, and you're kind of looking up like this, and this stuff is happening all
turn
around.
Your head, all that.
Yeah, man. Feet on fire, head on fire. And sometimes they get you.
I also imagine, safety doesn't ever have to deal with an offensive lineman putting their hands on them.
Not as much, no. No, they don't. Usually they're just trying to make the linebackers right, the D-line right as they get on the fit, so they kind of come to the party late. So, yeah, that's a different thing too. And, in my day, we always had to put our hands and head on the line. On the lineman. There was no slip moves. That was a no. Back in our day, you got put on the bench. But now, I believe sometimes, man, you ain't got to hit them big guys, man. If you can slip around them or miss a block and get to the run, do it.
Path of least resistance.
Path of least resistance. Yes.
Let me ask you this. Not necessarily schematically, because look. Chip Kelly got his staff. They watching this. You better believe it.
Oh yeah.
So not necessarily schematically. One of the things about a Chip Kelly offense, no matter where he's been, no matter the talent of the quarterback, is they slip out, man. They get those creases and they run one. The role of your linebackers and the eye discipline and the patience to watch for that and not give up a big QB run, is that something you guys been looking at, working on? Like, hey, head on fire, feet on fire, but be patient.
Absolutely. And it's crazy this take because you got influence blocks now. Where
Explain
usually
that.
usually counter or something where you have a puller, a lineman that's pulling. That's usually the way the ball is going back. When I was playing and stuff like that, and because fat men don't move for no reason, right? They just don't.
Hey, let me talk to the camera. We don't. If I'm going somewhere, damn it, I'm going somewhere.
And you better be following me, right? They're not moving for no reason. I used to remember a lot of them used to get mad. Why am I pulling and you going the opposite way?
Yeah.
But now they're called influence blocks because they know what our eyes are looking at and what we're trained to do. So they'll pull 2 linemen like it's counter going this way, fake the ball, and go back the other way. Yeah. Now you have the defense moving away, and it's just another way of doing a misdirection, And so you have to your point, your eyes.
Bait,
you can't bite the bait. It's so much more now that you got to look at when you're playing. Your pre-snap read and understanding what the formation is and the tendencies is highly important now. Also with your instincts, right? So it's a little bit more difficult because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on now with pulling linemen and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Coach, when you were throwing up the Shador, I noticed you didn't have a watch on, so I just want – it's 6:23. I just want to make sure you – because you've been on here for a while.
All
yeah,
I
we don't
care
want you
about
to
is
miss the team dinner.
Yeah. I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Thank you, though, man. I appreciate that. Jake, why you didn't
You don't
help
have
me?
to go to team.
I didn't know.
I
So
called
if
you by
you're
your
late,
name,
it's Jake's
Jake.
fault.
I was about to ask you another question.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead,
he was never going to let you leave. I just have to say you don't have to go to team dinner because you're coming to sushi with us, right?
Yes. I'm going to. Y'all think I'm playing, though. I'm dead ass serious.
Hey, we got a
I'm
minivan.
back in Cali.
We got
I
plenty
love
of seats.
We got
I love
plenty of.
sushi.
Yeah.
How you eat your sushi? I eat mine with the little wasabi and the soy sauce. And mix it. Okay, all right. We're all on the same page
Yeah,
on that.
the little green stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, wasabi.
Well, that's true. too.
I'm telling them what
That's true.
what wasabi is.
That's true.
Okay.
It's the little green stuff, Jake.
Okay.
Sometimes you do.
He's educating the crowd.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Jake.
when he said, big guys pulling like I did the Jets because everybody doesn't know these things, Jake.
It's true.
Yeah, because y'all got different type of oysters up there.
Yeah, y'all got Rocky Mountain oysters.
Whatever
so
that
we gotta
is.
tell people those are balls, not oysters.
Yeah.
No one actually eats those.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
we
seen
have
a couple-
records.
Yes.
I mean, I have eaten them, though. He doesn't.
Aha.
No, I wasn't talking about y'all's in. Like we inside Colorado football.
No.
There have been some
Let's go
guys
back
who
to here.
tried.
You've ate balls before.
Yeah, I have.
2 balls?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. It was it dark? Could you not see how many balls were going in?
They're not. So
The LA story
Have you
list
ever-
is in my head.
have you ever seen?
Somebody doesn't know how many balls they're putting in their mouth.
Have
Oh
you
my
ever seen
God.
what these things look like? They kind of just look like chicken tenders
Do they really?
because they're like.
I've
it's
never
gonna be a
looked.
tough visual, but they're kind of like shaved.
Oh, shaved balls. They look like chicken tenders. Oh my God, this is
Holy
some freaky
cow.
stuff.
All right, Jake. Go
Are
ahead
we
with your
talking about
question.
football or balls?
Yeah, we're
right
about
I
now?
have a
Who's
football question.
Yeah, Jake has a football.
Thank you, Jake.
A
Bring
football.
us back, Jake.
Coach, you've had a lot of different, versions of starters at your position.
That's very true. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, what have you learned about this group the most as you've seen so many guys in game action?
Their athleticism. I mean, I got some really athletic linebackers. Their athleticism has really impressed me of how many of them are fast and fluid in their hips and stuff like that. Now, I can tell you something negatively that I've been working on trying to correct is the use of how they use pad level and leverage. They're not bad with their hands, but it's just pad level and leverage and then eye discipline. And I think you work on that all the time with linebackers as far as eye discipline. But those have been some of the fundamental things that I've really been trying to correct and get them going. But they can fly, man. I got some guys that can really fly around. And you just don't have all that. Sometimes you got some big thumpers, big guys, and you have a couple little guys that you put in for third down and stuff like that. But all these guys can fly.
After that first game against TCU, there was kind of a big worry about the run defense of this team. Then the next week you went up against a team that wanted to run the ball a ton in Nebraska, and I thought you guys did a great job. And even since then, against teams where their identity is running the ball, save for maybe Oregon, you guys have done a really good job. What is it about the teams that going into the week that, hey, they are going to run the ball that's allowing you guys to have success against them?
Well, it's been an emphasis, because to win championships you have to be able to stop the run. When you get to playoff season, bowl season, things of that nature, and you think about all the games you've seen, if you cannot stop the run, you cannot win the game because now offensive playbook is wide open.
Yep.
They can control the clock, they can do anything they want, play action, RPOs, whatever you want to call it. If they have their run game and their pass game, it makes it very hard to win the game. So every defense needs to be able to stop the run. If you can make even a team that loves to pass the ball a lot, right? If you can make them one-dimensional and just pass the ball, you can now scheme the routes that they run based on the formations that they present to you. Because there's only so many combinations of routes that you can run and how many, the splits, how far they are together, who's on the ball, who's off the ball, all those type of things you can kind of look at now and scheme and win. Because here's the thing. When the ball is in the air, it belongs to the playmaker. It doesn't belong to the offensive guy. It belongs to the playmaker. Right?
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, because it's loose.
Yeah, that ain't your ball.
Yeah, it ain't your ball. It's in the air. Anybody can have it. Now, when you hand the ball off to somebody, the only way you can get it out is you punch it out of force form or something like that. Yeah. So it is the offensive ball. That's how they control the clock. So you want a team to pass the ball because once it goes in the air, it is not always the offensive guy's ball. It is the playmakers. Who makes the play? That's who the ball belongs to. So I love it when they throw the ball.
Love it.
Unless you're Green Bay back in the day with Aaron Rodgers. That stuff was ridiculous back in the day. I mean, he's right, like 3rd and 1, 1st and 1. I mean, 1st and 6 or 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
He would throw the ball. I mean, they would get it every time. It was amazing.
That's the Broncos have lost 16 straight against Patrick Mahomes. That's about what it looks like.
That's
every
right.
time.
All right.
But I'll never forget Vance Joseph when he was the head coach of the Broncos talking, how are you going to deal with Kareem Hunt and Patrick Mahomes? He was like, I would love to deal with Kareem Hunt. Every time they run the ball, they're doing me a favor. And that, obviously it's different for a team like
That's
that,
right.
where it's
That's
like,
right.
they have an all-time great quarterback.
You want to read something, don't you?
I do want to read something.
Are you?
Coach, you a sneakerhead?
I love sneakers.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, maybe you should check out the Soul Savvy Drops app. Soul Savvy's app makes it easy to keep up with all the latest news, releases, raffles, and sales in the sneaker world. We've got a drop tomorrow.
Ooh,
What you got?
The Air Jordan 12 Cherries drop on Saturday.
Oh, sweet. The
So-
cherries?
Yep.
We can't wear red.
sounds
though,
like
can
red.
we?
Yep. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, that sounds like red.
Jake, what are you doing? You're going to be Mike again. I'm calling you Mike. Keep doing this, Jake.
Sign up for Soul Savvy by clicking the links in the description below or by visiting links.soulsavvy.com/DNVR or head on over to the App Store and download the Drops by Soul Savvy app today. And then shout out to Circa. Circa's amazing. And are you headed back out there at the end of the season?
Yeah, I'll be out there January 7th, I think.
What is Circa?
It is a hotel in Vegas.
Oh, circus?
Not
No.
Circus.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's actually way better than that.
Yep.
It's Circa. It's actually over on the Fremont Street side of things.
Ah,
So you get the Fremont Street experience, which is a hell of an experience.
okay.
But you get the hotel quality that you would get on the Strip because Circa is brand new. They also have the largest TVs I've ever seen in my life out by the pool.
Really?
Which is
It's an
pretty
amazing
sweet.
sports book.
Circa.
Yep.
I got to go to – I haven't been to Circa, man.
yeah.
Yes. So that is the spot.
All right, bet.
Go
Circa.
check it out. The Broncos crew are headed out there for the season finale against the Raiders. If you guys want to head out there with them,
Yep.
you get 20% off a 2-night stay, 2 tickets to winter swim and concert, 2 passes to stadium swim, access to our tailgate, and a membership package with that for 1 year.
That is a hell of a deal.
It is. Head on over to the link in our description for more information.
In the Pac-12 championships in Vegas, is
Yes,
that right?
sir.
Yep. And there's a Las Vegas Bowl.
And the Las Vegas Bowl. We can still make both.
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
believe that. 100%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Also, the Super Bowl is in Vegas this year.
That's right. I forgot about that. The Super Bowl is in Vegas. How do they do that with the betting stuff, though? Isn't that kind of enticing a little bit?
Yeah, that's why
That's
it's
the
there.
plan. Yeah. you figured it out, Coach.
Ding, ding, ding. Wow.
That's exactly what they want to happen.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. All right.
Coach, if we could, I'd like to go back to Stanford. I just want to know what did you tell your guys, before that bye week? Just what was the focus for your guys' group to try and regroup here this week against UCLA?
Man, our whole motto has been what now? And I'm gonna tell you what we did. So we went into the team room and we showed the first half of the game, and we had the clips of the highlights and the camaraderie on the sideline and how everybody was confident and joyous and all that. And it was 29-0, and then we flashed to right after halftime when the band was just coming off and everybody was warming up on the sideline, and it just went black. And the words in white, big words in white, said, "What now?" What happened after that? And we all know what happened, tragically. But we all know what happened. So now it was like, after that loss, what now? How do you respond? And this goes back to what you were talking about, making players into men. Mm-hmm. How do you respond when you had such a great season of your life? And I'm not talking football now. I'm talking about you had a great job. You got a great job. You got married. You had a kid. You got a new house. All the dream stuff happened, and then tragedy hits. What now? What do you tell your wife? What do you tell your son or your daughter? You know what I'm saying? What do you tell your family members? What do you do now? How do you respond when something like that happens? And that's been the focus. And the what now for us is getting back to fundamentals, getting back to the basics, getting back to the things that make you a great football player, which in what it takes to win by Vince Lombardi, blocking and tackling.
Yeah. It's that simple.
It's that simple. Football is a simple sport. It comes down to blocking and tackling, right?
Yep.
You know your assignment. You know who to block. You know your alignment, your technique. You block that. And how many games have you seen been won like that or lost because of a missed block or made block?
Oh, absolutely.
Countless.
Or a missed tackle or made tackle, right? It comes down to those things. So the fundamentals, getting back to that, and then learning how to finish. I think we found out how to start off fast, but we did not end well. So learning how to finish.
There has to be lessons that come out of that in a lot of different ways. And since then, I've noticed just a change in the, the way people are looking at this team. And honestly, it reminds me a lot of the first time you joined us on this show, right before TCU.
Yeah.
At that time, no one believed in this team.
Yeah.
Except you guys. And I feel that again. As this week approaches, do you feel that kind of energy coming back of like, okay, it's not like this big, I don't know, it almost has changed from like, it went from no one believing to everyone believing, or maybe not everyone, but a lot more people believing, and now a lot of those people who came on just after those first 3 games are back off.
That's a great question. So for me, my belief, or I guess finding out who's a bandwagoner, I guess, or who's jumping on, I've never noticed.
Right.
The weight of my vehicle hasn't changed because the belief of my vehicle was always in me, right? So extra passengers getting on and off, I never felt that weight. But I will say this, just like anything else in the vehicle, the radio was a lot noisier when we were winning, right? You know what I'm saying? You could hear a lot more. Now there is a little bit of a volume cut down, but that doesn't affect my belief in the team, if that makes any sense.
Totally.
So, no, it hasn't wavered for us at all because it started off with us believing, it's going to end with us believing.
Absolutely.
You know, but I think that's just what media is, right? Like, it's the move the needle type of thing. You're doing great. Everybody loves the underdog, the Cinderella team, and oh man, look what they're doing. And then, you hit some rough patches and people waver. They fall off or whatever they're going to do. And I mean, you can't stop moving and believing in yourself.
Yeah. My question, I guess, was more about the us against the world thing.
Yeah.
It's like before TCU, there was this us against the world vibe. And it feels like it's now like those guys in that locker room have to look at each other and say, it's back to us against the world. Like, we don't have the world back, patting us on the back anymore.
And you know what? I think that may have been the problem then. If it ever went from us against the world till the world is with us, that's the issue. It has to continue to stay us against the world. That's the only way you keep your edge. If you start believing in the pats on the back and all the awards and stuff like that, you start to get complacent and you lose your edge. And that's a very good point. That may have well had happened, just to be honest with us. That you had celebrities coming out. We selling out all home games. We selling out visitor stadiums. I mean, the Rose Bowl. None of that money is trickled down to me.
or me.
Or you, right?
Or me.
Okay.
No, I think Jake got some of it.
Jake did?
You don't.
I'm sorry. I think Mike. I think Mike.
Damn it,
got
Will.
You don't want to do this right now. Just to what you were saying there, though, a lot of people get on Kirby Smart in Georgia because they kind of have that mentality, though. It's always us against everyone else, us against the world.
No
type
one
of
believes
thing.
in us,
and they're the number 1 team in the country, and that's largely probably a reason why, is because they always feel like they have something to prove. That's
a great way to be. You have to be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you totally have to be like that. I don't think there's any situation where, whether you're in football, sports, or life, that you can start believing in the hand claps because they're all superficial. Think about it. Everybody loves a good movie. Everybody loves a good winner, but you have to be winning.
Yeah.
When you start losing, no one wants to be associated with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It turns quick.
So you have to be even killed like that. Kind of like our quarterback,
Yep.
Like two, right? I mean, when you see him play, he seems even killed the whole game, whether we're winning or losing. He's the same guy, and those make great quarterbacks for the NFL. You have to have that kind of mindset. I think on the sideline as a coach, it's a great coach too.
It's unbelievable watching him operate.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for one time where he has an outburst one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's like I'm looking for a huge fist pump after a touchdown. Never comes.
Yeah.
I'm looking for, a throwing of a helmet or yelling. Or it never happens. He's always him.
I'm telling you.
And it was funny seeing the clips of him and Travis at the basketball game on Tuesday, because Travis is just Travis. He can't stop moving. He's always fidgeting. He's dancing. And the whole time, Shador, just like he is on the field, same exact reaction to every single play.
Yep.
It was sweet, man. I saw that too, though. I saw that too. Travis fanboyed out over LeBron, and I think Grown was like, "Hey man, you gotta give us your jersey."
Yeah.
Like that's what he was wearing. Hey man, come off that jersey, right?
Yeah, give it up.
Yeah.
In the extended cut, LeBron said, "I'm going to send you guys a whole package: jersey, shoes, everything." So they're getting the hook
That
up.
is awesome, man. Dang.
Coach, curious what your thoughts are. Tomorrow the game's at 4:30.
Yeah.
The past few times we've had 8 o'clock games, they've gone into double overtime.
I hate 8 o'clock games. Just so you know.
No, I want to know your feelings on them. Exactly.
I can't stand them. I can't stand them. You're waiting all day to play, man.
Yep.
I mean, if okay, sports to me, women and men's sports are all about alphas. Visionaries moving forward. Like when we get up in the morning, we're ready to go. Whatever, it's time to go. It's time to get to action. It's time to put whatever we've been working on the whole week into action. We're ready to win. And to sit and keep a lion caged until 8 o'clock to eat is ridiculous.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And then you get out the cage and you're all over the place, right? It's the most asinine thing I've ever been a part of. Late games suck. They really do.
Absolutely.
Because then you got to keep the kids involved.
Yeah, it throws everything
like,
off, man.
Okay, if you're in an away game, like we were the last couple times, and you're playing at night, even if you're at home, and we're in a team hotel at home, you're sitting there, you play at 8:30, you got a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you got
then
one,
what? Yeah.
and then what? We should have played Jeezy. And then what? First I'm going
And then what?
Yeah, and then what? So then you have like 3 special teams meetings going on the same shit. You have another defensive meeting, offensive meeting.
You sparked a memory.
Oh, what
You sparked a memory.
Talk to me.
You and I pulled a Travis. I'm going to testify.
Okay.
You and I pulled a Travis.
Come up
We
in the
were
spot
in
looking
Atlanta.
extra fly.
We were in Atlanta.
I'm gonna go with this.
And we pulled a Travis because when you and I met Young Jeezy, we kind of fanboyed.
Yeah.
We kind of fanboyed. So
I
you just quoted Jeezy, I was like, wait, I've been with Hart and Young Jeezy.
Yeah.
And I remember doing the Travis.
Yeah, he's not lying. Because I've been with Prom for like 18 years or so, right? So I've met a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I usually never take pictures with them. I don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I took the picture of you and Jeezy.
I know. I got it on my page, bro. Like it's sitting on my page. Like another person, like I met The Rock.
Yeah.
And The Rock was on stage, and I was praying and stuff and
Yeah.
everything, and The Rock was right there, and I ain't reach out to shake his hand.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
you
played
didn't.
it cool.
Yeah.
And then we caught eyes, and he looked at me. I looked at him. He put his hand out for us. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's
And
right.
even then, you still gave him
right.
like the, yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, what up?
You know what I'm saying? But you're right though.
But
Jeezy,
nah, we wigged out.
I got some.
Both
I
wigged
got
out
some
on
history on that now.
So you got Jeezy, Wheezy,
Yeah,
Yeezy,
yeah,
all of them.
yeah. Well, I've met Yeezy.
Okay.
And
haven't met
Sammy. Willie.
Well, how'd he go to Sammy?
Because Sam. I call him Sam. You calling him Will, and you calling him Mike.
Well, Will now can beat Dick. Isn't that
Like,
is it Richard?
If we had commercial breaks, it'd be like, all right, so let's get a word from our sponsors.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You can't cut that one though. That was good. I thought Richard is okay. Richard is.
Yeah.
Now Willie should be too, right?
Hey, Richard.
Shouldn't it?
I
Hey,
mean,
Richard.
it makes sense.
All right. Quick shout out to us. You want to tell the people about the DMVR Be a Good Person collab that we have going on?
Yeah, I was rocking it today on the
You
plane.
were.
Yep.
On the pier. You took a
And on the pier, yeah, I
good
got like
photo.
a really artistic kind of like LA vibe photo. Thanks to Alyssa, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a sweet collab with Be a Good Person. They describe their brand, Be a Good Person, as the most basic concept. And I love it because I like to consider myself a good person. But when I put on the shirt that says Be a Good Person, you have to really embody that.
Yeah.
And
got to represent.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't be cursing at pastors when you're wearing that shirt. You got to step your game up a little bit. So I appreciate that about Be a Good Person. Really cool. One of the people that work over at the brand reached out and was a fan of what we do at DNVR and was like, let's do a collab. So we dropped the collab. There's actually a party tomorrow at the bar. We won't be there, of course. But show up at, I think, what is it, 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock Denver time. You can get the shirt there, or if you already bought the shirt and got it delivered, you can wear it and get yourself a free drink. So they'll do the release party, and that'll go right into the watch party for the game.
So the place is called The Bar?
DNVR bar.
That's our bar.
Y'all got a bar?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I've not been to the bar. Wait a minute. Y'all got a bar?
Well, Coach, in fairness, whenever we go to the bar,
bars on bars.
You can't go to the bar.
I can't go to the bar.
No, because it's like
during your work
it's
week.
during the work week. It's like we do the shows at the studio over the bar, and you're like in team meetings. You're in Coach Kelly's staff meeting.
But
That's unlucky.
And then when we come here, and the watch party is there, like we're actually at the game, so you miss out.
Here's what I'll say. You have an open invite and an open tab whenever you want it.
Did everybody hear that?
Yep.
I need all witnesses to understand and hear what he just told me.
You got 1,000 of them.
I have the power to say that. So
He has the power.
Yep.
And I have the power to accept.
And see, that's He-Man. I have the power.
Bet.
Coach, have you tried Snarf Burgers yet?
Okay, do they make sandwiches too?
Yes, sir.
Snarf's
I've
is the
had
sandwiches. Yep.
Okay, so I've had the sandwiches. I have not had the burger yet, but I
Yeah.
have had the sandwiches. Sandwiches are pretty good.
I had the burger for the first time. Man.
Was it good?
You know,
Be honest.
as you have probably guessed out there in TV land, as you call it, Neely Knows Burgers.
That
And,
could be a segment.
It could be Neely Knows Burgers.
I think
man.
that's a good
I
segment.
have gone to. Should I
No,
mention
no.
the places? I have gone to here and had about 3 or 4 of their burgers. I've gone there, had about 3 or 4 of their burgers, and I had my first Snarf burger last night. And I took a picture and sent them. I said, okay, here's the first plus. Grease is coming through the bag.
Ooh,
like when you get a
yes.
grease stain on the bag, you got a winner. Got an indicator of a winner.
Yes.
So good, I forgot to text it back and say how damn good it was.
Yep.
Best burger I've had in Colorado.
There you go.
Boom.
Snarf
And
burger.
that's real.
That's
really
not a
did
paid plug. Like that literally happened.
You're right though. The grease through the burger thing
Oh,
is,
yeah,
is
you
a
look.
true thing.
I got the bag and I saw that wet spot. Like, man, it's got a wet spot. How can this not be good? Name something with a wet spot this bad. You can't.
I'll never forget what the hell.
Ooh, now look here.
I'm just telling you.
I'll never forget. There's an episode of Fresh Prince when Carlton is trying to help Will, who is homesick. Not this Will, different Will. And
Dude, you're taking blows, bro.
This is my life, brother. I don't know what else to say.
And so Carlton tries to get him a Philly cheesesteak. And he says, hey, Will, I got you a Philly cheesesteak. And Will goes, that ain't a Philly cheesesteak. And he said, no, it really is. He said, nope, if it was a Philly cheesesteak, there would be grease coming through the bag.
Absolutely.
That is right.
Shout out to Snarf Burgers. Having
Thank
my
you.
first one. I saw the grease through the bag.
So
There
I
you
got to
go.
get the burger. I got to try the burger.
Well, they got 3 locations, Coach, in Denver and up in Boulder. If you download the Snarf's app, you can grab yourself a sandwich and support Snarf's Gift a Meal program. All right.
Everybody
and then-
has an app, huh?
Yes. You know who else has an app? DraftKings Sportsbook.
Hey,
They do.
Look at that segment. I didn't even know that was coming. And we just to Jake. I'm calling you Jake
Shout
there,
out-
see?
Thank you, Coach. I
Straight
appreciate
no
you.
look to Jake right there. Go ahead, buddy.
Shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, you can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Sports Equinox. When is that? Monday?
Monday, the Sports Equinox, Coach, gets this.
Okay.
There's this magical moment, and this is when you need to be online with your app getting your bet on. There's this magical moment where the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, and Major League Baseball are all playing on the same day. And that's going to happen this Monday, the Sports Equinox. You got Monday Night Football, you got the World Series going on, you got NBA games, and you got hockey being played.
beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Pretty amazing.
This cannot be good for people who struggle with would gamble.
Well,
But we have a number.
resources for that.
We have a number.
resources
You
for
teed
that.
it up again for Jay.
If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777.
There it is.
Or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, licensee partner
This
Golden
goes on
Nugget,
for a while,
Lake
just so you
Charles. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance.
That's 1 week.
See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources.
I'm gonna start turning that into like a Migos song.
Just throw some ad libs in.
That is good.
Yeah.
That would be good.
On behalf of Boot Hill Casino.
He worked Lil Ho in the show. He just
Yo.
said Lil Ho.
Yo, and y'all think we planning this? I really haven't been planning this with them. I had no idea those were
We
the
had
next.
no idea Lil Ho was coming. Now, you
know what I'm
didn't
saying?
know about the segment.
I didn't know about the
No, you
segments.
totally
I really did not know
you
about
didn't
the
know about the
segments.
segments.
I
That was
love it.
perfect timing.
This is good
That's why
stuff.
you're not a guest. Like, you were on the show when we went live, so you're
Yo.
a co-host.
He's
Yeah.
gonna be on the show when we go off live.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Wait a minute, what time is it? Let me see.
It's probably time for
Oh, I
your
got
team
about 10
speak.
minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is usually when we do our predictions.
Yeah, but, all right, let's do it.
Let's just go at it then.
Yeah, I mean,
And
if
so
you're
we're
gonna
gonna
be on the show, you gotta.
no. We're gonna do like they do on the
This is
ABC
like the
broadcast
Colorado one?
and the ESPN broadcast. You're calling the game. You're coaching the
Oh,
game.
he doesn't
so you
have to
can't
join.
Pick.
He doesn't
yeah,
have
we don't want to hear yours.
This
For
is
for our game?
Yeah.
Yes.
So y'all gonna predict our game?
we're going
Yeah,
to
we do it.
predict our
Just
offensive.
sit back and watch this.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna sit
Yeah,
back
sit back and watch
because I'm telling you, if one of y'all pick the other team, I'm diving on you.
No.
No, it's not that kind of pick. Just watch. Just watch.
Okay, let me be
Watch. Here we
quiet.
go.
What side do we start on, offense or defense?
Wherever you
Sure.
want to go.
Offensive player of the game then. Who goes first?
I'll go first. I picked Travis. I think I just have a feeling that he's going to have a ridiculous number of catches tomorrow. He's always open, and they're going to need to get the ball out pretty fast on that side of the ball. And so what better way to look to Travis Hunter? So I think I said before the show 17 catches.
Damn.
I'm going on a limb.
Yo,
All right.
That is a limb.
That's a nice number.
Yeah, I'm going the other side with Zay Weaver because I think a lot of attention will be on Travis. It's going to free up Zay for some looks. He is back due. You remember he can do it anytime he wants to. Seen him do it at practice. That ankle is no longer bothering him. I think the matchup from their defender on their side of the ball is advantageous for Zay, so I'm going with him for my pick for offensive player of the game.
And you can Migos this too if you want. Just
Oh, bet I got it. I'm in now. Thank you. Okay, I got a roll. Good.
All right, I got the okay to go with this selection for my offensive group of the game.
Yeah.
I'm picking the offensive line again.
Yep. The
And-
reason I allowed this is because we allowed it once and it worked.
Well, and you know why it worked? Because that week everyone was dogging on the offensive line,
Yep.
and they were going up against USC, a front that at the time I think led at least the
nation in
Pac-12 or
sacks.
nation in sacks and TFLs. This is one of the best fronts in the country again in UCLA. They've got legitimate draft guys on both sides. Give me the offensive line to show up and have a big game once again.
And as I told you the time you did this before and it worked out, I pray to God you're right.
Yo.
We'll see.
There it is.
I hope I'm wrong on Zay Weaver and you're right on the offensive line as a unit.
All right. Defensive side of the football. Who wants to go first?
I'll take it, man. I'm going with a guy who I think is going to get more opportunities. And in life, when you're prepared and you get more opportunities, it tends to lead to more success. So defensive player of the game, I'm going for D-Mac, man. Derek McClendon, I think, is going to just not be a third down guy this week. He's going to be out there more on the field, which should yield more results. Give me D-Mac.
Okay, so I have to say this. I like picking linebackers for my defensive player of the game.
Hey.
But last time I picked a linebacker, he didn't play.
Yeah.
So now I'm a little gun shy.
No, true story. Yeah, true story.
Who'd he pick?
He picked Juju.
Juju.
And he didn't play. And then he doubled down the next time he didn't play.
No, I don't think that happened. So
But you're not here doing
there's
this
a lot
part,
of
so just ad-lib.
There's a lot of rotations, going on there. So let me pick someone who didn't have his best game last week, and I think because of that, he is going to come out with a vengeance tomorrow, and that's Omarion Cooper. He has been really consistent all season. That consistency slipped away from him a little bit against Stanford, and I'm very confident that he's going to come back out with the consistency that he was showing before that.
And look, man, I got to tell you this, and I ain't saying this because my brother is sitting here. I'm just being totally real with it. Why you went with yours is why I went with D-Mac. I think our linebacker unit is so diverse and so talented that so many of them are capable of a big game. Like, you have to avoid, because you could pick Bentley, for instance, but it end up being
Bentley truck.
it could be either one of them. Yeah. You know, so it's like I don't know how this guy's going to do the reps, so it's hard for me to pick him. But the linebacker unit is solid, man.
Yes, sir.
I should have just asked Coach before we went live.
Yeah.
I want to pick a linebacker.
Yeah, who's getting the reps? Yeah.
Kind of similar to RK, another guy who didn't have his best game last time out and has been under fire a lot this season.
Yeah, you good.
I'm going with Cormani McClain.
He's got a roll.
All right,
Coach. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, Jake.
You're the best
Thank
host.
you.
He said Jake.
Got you, Jake. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Coach.
You're my guy.
You're the best host
Coach
in the history
Andre
of the show.
Hart, man. We
All
appreciate
right, man.
you, brother.
Love you guys.
Appreciate your time, man.
Cool.
Thank you.
Gave us a lot of time. We appreciate. That's Coach Andre Hart. I don't know. I hope it's obvious by now, but we did fail to mention that we are live from the team hotel.
Oh, really?
In Pasadena, California. We forgot to say that part. Coach Hart, so gracious to join us for just about the entire show, man, not just a segment.
We are
he was
56
here.
minutes in, and Coach Hart
he was
on
here the
for every
whole
single
time,
minute.
man. I hope y'all enjoyed that because I don't think there is a football show in America that you would get one of the premier coaches to be on for the entire broadcast.
No, man. And anyone who has been following this show for a long time knows how much I appreciate that, because before Coach Hart ever joined this show, I was labeled a Coach Hart stan. Mm-hmm. And my fandom of Coach Hart has only grown.
Yep. Only growing. Now, to your pick.
Back to Cormani McClain. I mean, just a guy who has flashed at times. Mm-hmm. He's been under fire a lot. I think he's going to respond in this game. We kind of talked about when you were at the bar on Wednesday about how this UCLA team, you know, they can throw the football, but that's not where they make their offense work, you know.
Sure.
So give me Cormani McClain to have a big game and make
Jake, I got to tell you, man, a lot of times, which is every time, our picks differ. Yeah. But I swear I hope yours are right.
Thank you.
I will lose. I will take the L on my pick if yours is right, because you pick what we absolutely need to happen. I pick what I think is going to happen. Like, you're going with the guts of it, man. If Cormani McClain takes away that side of the field, and we can, you know, as Coach said, you got to stop the run. But if you make any team one-dimensional, you know, if they just stop throwing and we can crowd that box, I love it.
Yep.
Because guess who the other side over there is?
Travis Hunter.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Which leads to a linebacker getting the interception.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm confident Cormani's going to get his opportunities tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, dark horse player of the game. Did I mess up? Oh, I did mess up.
Uh-oh. What'd you do?
I meant to pick Cam for my defensive player of the game.
I thought
Cormani was my dark horse. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Anyways, real quick on
They
Cam,
didn't know if you didn't tell them.
I think the graphic was up on the screen.
Yeah, the graphic was up on the screen, so they saw it.
I might have messed it up.
No, he messed it up.
Alyssa, don't take blame for him.
Anyways, Cam, another guy who has flashed a lot at times, was still leading the Pac-12 in picks, I think.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, he's going to be playing a lot tomorrow.
You know, all week long, man, I've seen him getting the lion's share of the reps.
Yep.
You know, the Trevor thing has been alternating, but it's been Shiloh and Cam, and you know, kind of like with my D-Mac thing, I'm going with the guy who gets the most opportunities, man. And Cam is a guy. I wish you could have seen him today at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Everybody's out there doing their thing. It's a time for you to take pictures and kind of relax, get used to the environment, get the all out of you. Cam is walking down to the opposite end zone, stands on about the 5-yard line for like 20 minutes by himself. I mean, normally I go talk with him or do a video with him, like do an interview. I was like, nah, he is so in the zone, like I ain't touching him.
I love that guy, man.
God, I love Cam.
Give me Cam, defensive player of the game. You just heard my dark horse.
What's Kwani? Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, there we go. Bishop.
Yep, you were Bishop.
Look, he is so primed for it. He is so due for a breakout game. He is going to get his opportunities. We know they're going to try and run the ball at him. And I think that Bishop steps up. Another guy, this is a huge theme of this show, who obviously, wasn't out there last game. And you just know, I mean, Coach Hart told us his guys are chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
Imagine how Bishop feels.
Yeah, he's got to believe he would have made a difference.
Yep.
And you have the two-way factor with him, too.
Exactly. We'd
that
love
we talked
to
about
see
on Wednesday.
some Bishop at fullback back in our lives. So I feel really good about Bishop. I know he's just one of these days. It's coming.
Don't diminish his impact on special teams, man. I mean, the guy might damn well cause a fumble on special teams.
What happened to you?
There's this bug flying around. It keeps landing on me. Go ahead. Dark horse.
So my dark horse it was Hankerson.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going with the running game, but specifically him at running back. I think although we have tried this committee thing and we have talent for this committee thing, that more and more each game you see he's just kind of the featured guy. And I'm pulling a Jake here. My dark horse is really like, I hope this happens, because if it does, we're going to win the game. I told you guys at the bar, I really believe that if we can get 110, 115 yards on the ground, which means we're controlling the clock, which means we're limiting their possessions, we win this ball game. So I'm hoping Hank and then the committee, including Shadur's legs, get us over 100 yards rushing.
Love it. All right, let's get to Super Chats real quick. Shout out to our friends at Backus and Shanker. If you get hurt, they are here to help.
222.
Let them know, man. Wow, you guys are coming in clutch helping with these ads today.
We got you, man.
Or maybe I'm just, throwing up the
You are
the
D-Wade throwing that thing
Exactly.
to LeBron, man. We just going to get it.
Exactly. They've been helping Colorado families win for 25-plus years. They've won over $1 billion for their clients. No fees to speak to them about your case while they work on your case and until they win your case and win money for you. They've got
you
neighborhood
should call
offices.
them about your case and how you get treated here.
I probably should,
Yeah, just to
honestly.
fill him out on it.
Yeah.
I don't think we've injured him. We've done a lot.
Not physically. They help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault. Car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks, bullying. Just kidding. Wait. Give him a call. 222. Backus and Shanker wins. Let the people know about game time.
Oh, man. Hey, game time is the only way you're going to get in the game on time. When Colorado Buffaloes play, it is sold out, right? So you got to go to that secondary market. There's a lot of other folks out there, but you get a seat with a view obstructed. You get hidden fees when you get ready to check out. Deal with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, use the code BUFFS, get $20 off, and you're in there, man, with no surprises. And it's the only way to get in. This thing is sold out tomorrow.
Beautiful.
You want prime time? You want dime time? You need Game Time.
Wow. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code BUFFS, BUFFS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BUFFS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Super Chats?
Super Chats.
I bet you they're all questions for Coach Hart.
He's like,
If it's anything like
RG will come in and be hard, man. He'll speak on his behalf of his client.
I love this show, man.
I love you guys,
Makes
man.
I
me
love
so
you guys
happy.
too.
I love you guys.
I'm getting hungry, though.
I'm
too.
so hungry.
Okay, our first super chat from Fonzie. He says, is DNVR tailgating tomorrow before the game?
Heartbreakingly, no. I shouldn't say no, because I will be tailgating.
Of course.
And this is like the one game I could have made it. And we're
Yeah.
not doing one.
He's got to watch himself. He's got to go up to the press box tomorrow, too.
Yeah, I got to hang with the
He's
squares.
working tomorrow?
Well, working. He's watching the game from the press box.
I haven't done this in a while, One time I was at a press box with Brandon Spano, who is the CEO of our company, and he had not been in a press box in a long time. He spends most of his time on the business side of things. So we were in a spring training Rockies game press box. And, man, they twist up a double play, and he literally stands up and goes, yeah!
You really can't be a fan in the press box.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
Supposed to be impartial.
And so the whole press box, was
But
just
that's the
beside
beauty.
themselves.
That's the game day beauty of this trio. You got press box reporting post game, you got sideline reporting post game, and you got man in the
Stadium
stands
perspective, yep.
of the perspective of the people, including conducting the visiting band. Well, the home band we were visiting. Like you get it. It's all covered on this show, man.
I actually love the fact that we actually on a normal day see the game from three
Differently,
different
yeah.
angles.
Absolutely.
I'm not committing yet to going in the press box. I hate press
So
boxes.
to the answer to the super chat, like no tailgate tomorrow, but there will be pregame libations of some sort.
And I said this before, but the reason we didn't do it is because the places that were going to help us with putting on a tailgate, which we obviously can't bring everything out ourselves, we're going to charge us to a point where we were going to have to charge you guys like $200 to come, and I was just like, I'm not charging our people $200 to hang out with us.
For the people.
Hook in the chat says we're being too silly, guys, so we got to be serious. This is a serious show.
Nope.
Shout out to the Super Chat, Fonzie. Who's next?
Bomb Swag says, California Love, let's win, and then open that HBCU portal up and get that band slapping. Big Jake, tell Unc to read that book you gave. Let's go, Buffs.
Oh, shit.
What?
The book they gave him at TCU. Do you remember this?
No.
Someone gave me a book.
Yes.
And I gave it to him during the post-game show.
Let's not discuss it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not discuss it. Thank you for the book that you gave me the post-game show. You did deliver it.
Shout out Bomb Swag. Who's next?
Yeah.
What is it? Bum swag?
Bomb Swag.
Okay. Bomb swag was us rolling in the black minivan all around LA today.
Yeah, soccer dad's rule.
Yep.
I called it the P-Wagon.
Did you? Oh, yes, you did.
Yes.
Not exactly that, but similar.
Yeah, if they watched Kill Bill, they'll get it.
Super chat from Chris Beltier. Class of 96. My son just got into WVU, waiting on CU, but probably $100K debt. More looking for fatherly advice, not just Neely.
Wait, what?
Neil's the only father here.
So the question is, should he go to West Virginia?
Yeah, or CU.
Well, I mean,
what do you
Depending on
think
the
we're
day.
going to say?
but he said he hasn't gotten into CU yet.
Not yet, I don't think.
Waiting, yeah.
All right. Let's wait it out.
Yeah, it's worth the wait. Man, do y'all know that since Coach Prime's hiring, out-of-state applications up 40%?
Yep. And that's just the beginning.
Come on, man.
That is crazy, dude. And this is why I've been saying. I mean, I've been pounding the table for years that a strong football program is the single greatest asset to a university.
It's the front door, man.
Yes, and you know, there's a lot of people out there who hate when I say that because it should be all about education, this, that, the other thing. All boats are raised when the moneymaker is cruising.
A rising tide lifts all boats. You got to put your bell cow out there first, man, and that is always football with a school that has a football team.
And as it relates to the cost, which he brought up, you know, it's going to be really expensive. I'll just say this. I would not be here if it weren't for my college experience. I know that Unc would not be here if it weren't for his college experience. At all. And I think you would probably say the same.
Yes. Probably in a different way than you guys, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but the thing is it's so rarely a straight path. I was on the luckier end of things of like I knew what I wanted to do. I majored in what I wanted to do, and then I went into what I wanted to do. But it really wasn't the school that was so valuable to me. It was being in the environment, being in the atmosphere.
The relationships, man.
Building relationships, you know, like I take a lot of pride in walking into a team hotel like this and knowing not just the players and the coaches, but the people around the team.
Yeah.
You got to be there for those things to happen, and that happens in the business school or it happens in, you know, whatever. So
be patient to the applicant. Be patient.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to wait this thing out.
And also, you know, the value of going to college is there. Absolutely.
Yep.
Super chat from our guy Big Teasy. He says,
My guy.
Neely,
Big Teasy.
new show, Coaching from the Heart, Gems.
Ooh.
Bam. You know,
Heart
we
to
had
heart.
a From the Heart at Jackson State where I do a weekly segment with Coach Hart. We got the whistle with Coach Hart and Coach Pollard, which schedule-wise is not necessarily weekly. We get about 3 out a month, so about every 10 days or so. Coach Hart is a gem, man. He doesn't hold back, tells you how it is. You know, I'm going to talk to Coach Hart, and we got to get you guys to come to like one of his position meetings, one of his team meetings,
I would
and
love
just
that.
see the film breakdown, like it's a football nerd's dream. I know you would love it, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get me
you
in
might
there.
need to wear like a male diaper or something.
Sure.
A male diaper.
Probably.
Yeah.
When he gets deep, it's heart to heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's enough.
That's it,
Just
man.
a
Guy
comment.
keeps rattling off puns. here.
Yeah, I mean this is my wheelhouse.
I know it
He's a pun maker, man.
Come on.
College Bound CFL Super Chat. Neely, is Snarfs better than Stamps?
Absolutely not. I told them that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told them that. I said, now, it is the best I've had in Colorado. It falls short of Stamps in size and seasoning on the meat, the patty. Stamps is absolutely the best hamburger I've had in my life, man.
What's the order from Stamps?
When I walk in, I don't know if you remember the show Cheers, and they walk in and go, Norm. When I walk in, it's like Chris, which is my first name. Like I have eaten there since 1986.
That's awesome.
You get CBEGO is what they write on my bag, which is cheeseburger, everything, grilled onions.
All right.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Oh,
So hungry.
shout out to Stamp Super Burgers.
I
And
would eat
we
an
have
actu-
agreed.
I would eat an actual stamp right now.
We have agreed that we're going to do this Senior Bowl through Mississippi thing on the way, and so we're going to do a show from Stamps. Watch.
I would love that.
Let's go.
The fun fact: the first live show of the pregame show ever was done from Stamp Super Burgers.
I love
Really?
that.
Yep, first one ever.
Super chat from JZCZCZC. Why isn't there a DNVR Falcon show? Does RK hate the troop? Laughing face, laughing cry face.
Oh, Air Force.
They are
Yeah.
the Red Stallions this week, by the way.
What? Oh, it's like some sort of
They
throwback
play the
uni?
Titan. Do you remember the Titans schedule release video?
No, he's talking about the Air Force Falcons.
Oh.
Yes.
Either way. I thought we were talking Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, so
my
did
bad.
I at first, but then he said, does RK hate the troops? Laughing face.
Either way.
The truth is,
No, you should say
first
whatever.
of all,
Whatever is your word.
Whatever. It's still Red Stallions week, by the way.
love the troops. I also love Air Force. Like, I actually would put them in my top 10 teams that if they're on, I will watch.
And they've been balling, man.
Yes, I have such a deep appreciation for the triple option because Colorado's glory days were from the triple option.
All roads lead back to Colorado with you.
That is absolutely correct. And the truth is they just don't have enough support to justify covering them.
But emphasis, it's not because you don't support the troops.
Nope, it is not, or any other Americans. It is. It is.
Cover all the bases there,
It
bud.
is strictly because I don't know that for whatever reason. I think actually the triple option hurts them in terms of the average fan wanting to watch them.
Yeah.
And so they don't. They're just not a lot of people that.
It's a bandwidth thing. I get it.
Perfect one to end on. Last one. E for Eddie. Super chat says win.
Let's go.
Man, what a
Yeah, that's what we're here
good
for,
note
man.
to
You know, we've had a great show tonight, fun show. Man, Coach Hart was phenomenal per usual, and we got a longer period of his phenomenalness. But the goal is tomorrow to win, man. And, you know, like I told you guys before and told you again, I'm going to say it again. I felt that Stanford was a must-win situation, and we didn't get it done. That makes this a double must-win. We were running out of games to get 2 wins in. 2 more wins, we're bowl eligible. Pause. There are path to bowl games with 5 wins. You know, it goes into not having enough team with 6 wins. It goes into not who has the best APR. There's a lot of formula to it, but you don't want to rest on that.
don't want that.
You want to get to 500. You want to get 6 wins. We got 5 games left to do them. Some of the games are great matchups for us. Some of the games, whereas we could win all 5, some of the games are good for us. They're good for us, like this UCLA game, like this Arizona game. Some of the games are tougher, like that last game of the year at Utah.
Yep.
We got to get this one, man.
They're getting it. They're getting this win tomorrow.
You're guaranteeing it.
I'm not. No.
You went too far.
Why you gotta put me on the spot like that? I've only done that once, and it didn't work, so I'm not doing that. Not on this show, but on a different show. But they are winning tomorrow.
Okay.
It's
I
not. It's not.
I
if
like the
it's
matchup, man. Shut down their run to some degree, get our run over 115. We're good.
I think we're due too. I think it's going to be a fun day tomorrow.
It is gonna be a fun day tomorrow.
All right.
Also, I really don't want to go in the press box.
Well, you can download the Game Time app today and use promo code BUFFS.
I just may. I just got to get with with my friends or something.
Before
to figure
we
out where they
wrap,
sit.
I do want to close the show in memory of a good friend of mine.
Yes, let them know.
So my line brother, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, Derek Polk, passed away in the wee hours this morning. Great guy, was head of operations at the Nissan plant right outside Jackson. Phenomenal human being. great husband, great son, great brother. Derek Polk will be missed, but he's going to live on because he touched so many lives. My guy, Derek D. Polk, Prentice, Mississippi. Number 5, Spring 91, Kappa Alpha Psi. Rest in peace.
Shout out Derek Polk and the Polk family,
thinking,
man.
Yep, thinking of the family and of course you too, Unc.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go eat some sushi.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, chat.
Starving.
Love you guys. We'll be back after the game.
Yo!
Tomorrow. Let's go Buffs!
Go Buffs.